I'm Ego and this is Id, and we are officially YouTubers.
So I guess that means the fourth time's the charm?
Shut up.
You shut up. This is the video we'll look back at years from now and think, this is where it all started. I don't know if we'll be saying that like it's a good thing or out of spite, but that doesn't really matter right now.
What matters right now is what all this actually is. We are basically interdimensional cameramen.
Freelance interdimensional cameramen. Freelance aspiring interdimensional cameramen. But now we're also YouTubers, so that's kind of a promotion.
We try to record cinematic events in alternate dimensions and sell them as entertainment in others.
We're technically recording documentaries, but they're also technically not documentaries. It's kind of complicated. So far, we only have one, what are we gonna call this? A TV show? A story? So far, we only got one story, and we can't really afford to make another one until this one starts making money.
This, series is an origin story of sorts. We will be broadcasting our footage to you for free, so, we have a specific method of making enough money to reach our goal.
The goal is to make enough money to break even after buying all the cameras, the mics, the interdimensional transmitter, all the buttons, the demon exorcist kit, the ghost catching equipment, the interdimensional data plan, the electricity, 800 tons of scrap metal, give or take, the power tools.
The main way we're hoping to make money is through a Patreon that we set up in your dimension.
Ninja weapons.
Anything helps, honestly. It'll be
food,
much appreciated. If you ever find yourself, dare I say, enjoying our content, at least consider supporting us through Patreon.
The computer.
The link will be in the description.
The gym membership plan. Oh crap, I need to cancel that.
In the description. It's my first time saying that. I feel like I'm saying it wrong. Does it sound unnatural when I say it?
Yeah, you're doing great, Ego. I just okay. Can we move on now?
Just one more thing. We also hope to have sponsored videos every now and then, but that will only be open to specific videos. We'll get more into that in a second. Moving on, we will be releasing 4 different types of videos on this channel.
Also, I think we owe 40 grand to Gold's Gym.
The first type of videos will be just like this. Ego and I just co-hosting the channel together. This is where we'll get to answer your questions and talk about future videos, among other things. This is the only time we'll actually get to interact with each other, from creators to the community.
Us, the community, and the 100. Just a little army, syndicate, group that I'm trying to put together.
Oh, right, the 100. It is trying to start a club in your dimension for some reason.
The 100 is not just a little club. The 100 is a force to be reckoned with.
It's also currently famed.
Oh, look at Ego using all the fancy words. Currently. No one even knows what a currently is.
Sometimes I just don't know whether to laugh or to just pity you.
Open spots for the 100 are currently available to any subscribers that feel like they're up to the challenge. All you have to do is subscribe and comment 100 in this video. It's free to join, but there will be a lot expected of you. So think carefully. And I don't know if this is obvious or not, but there is a limit of 100 people. Also, I'll be choosing kind of randomly, so first come and first serve and all that. And yeah, that's all I've got about the 100 for now. If you have any questions, just ask me in the comments.
See, I feel like you said subscribing and commenting pretty weird. Is it just me? Are we doing this wrong?
You're doing this wrong. Anyways, so the second type of video, which will be the next video we release, will be the main type of videos of this channel. Those videos will specifically follow one or more of the 6 Centurymen.
We'll just be calling these the Centurymen videos. The third type of videos, which will come after the Sentryman videos, will be essentially a shameless copy of Death Battle.
I'm Wiz and he's Boomstick, and it's our job to analyze their weapon, armor, and skill to find out who'd win a death battle.
You said that wrong, and also obviously I would be Wiz.
I'm Wiz.
Ours would just be called Fights of the Century. Also, just like Death Battle, you'll be deciding who goes into the ring each time.
But you can only choose from people that you've seen on this channel. We are not trying to compete with Death Battle. We cannot compete with Death Battle.
And since you don't know anyone yet, we'll be choosing the first two combatants.
And we will be introducing you to 3 new people in this episode and every other time we see you, just so you have more people to choose from.
The fourth type of video will be sort of a wild card. This is where we'll put all our extra footage, along with any sponsorships that may come our way. So if you just hate ads to your core, then you could just avoid the wildcard videos. But we will be trying to make them entertaining to watch.
Especially if Mortal Kombat sponsored us. I think we could hook them up pretty good. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Mortal Kombat, please sponsor us.
Alright, now that we got through all of that, let's move on to the next few videos that'll come. First up is a first ever Sentryman video, in which you'll be meeting your first Sentryman.
He's a little guy with a heart of gold, or probably aluminum.
He's not quite built to perfection, but he's at least working.
We can't tell you much about him here, but you can meet Servo in his first ever episode, Prototype. That's Servo with a C, by the way.
The following video will be our first ever Fight of the Century, featuring me and Id.
That's right, me and Ego will be duking it out in the first ever Fight of the Century. You can go ahead and type in the comments who you think's gonna win.
Before we move on, let's get familiar with 3 important people of this universe. First up is a demigoddess Angel.
Angel is pretty interesting. She has sort of an ugly duckling sort of backstory. She was abandoned at birth because she was so hideously deformed.
Being taken into an orphanage, she was found to be extremely repulsive because she was born without skin. Instead, she grew metal scales that grew seemingly random all over her body.
And her wings were just the stuff of nightmares. You might think the saving grace of an angel will be her wings, but hers, they didn't have any skin or feathers. They were just big, fleshy monstrosities.
After running away at age 10, she slowly grew into the demigoddess Angel we know and love today, coated with heavy metal and flying at 200 miles per hour, and durable enough to take on a moving truck.
She essentially became a flying tank, and her new wings were her claim to fame as a demigoddess.
These days, she's not much of a people person, but she's still a hero, so she just prefers to come in and save the day and leave with as little interaction as possible. Next up is an assassin named Killswitch.
This guy's really cool. He basically turns Groundhog Day into a superpower. His helmet has the ability to save his place in space and time. So if he ever dies, then he'll be brought back to that exact point.
This real-life quick save only lasts for about an hour, and takes about 4 more to recharge. But an hour as an assassin is more than enough time to either kill the target or die trying.
Killswitch could die dozens of times trying the same stunt over and over, but everyone else would only see the final attempt. The successful attempt.
From everyone else's perspective, Killswitch always performs flawlessly after flipping his switch on his helmet, giving him the nickname of Killswitch.
Some people also know him as Flawless Assassin, but Killswitch is cooler.
Finally, we have Joseph Dorman, the average Joe. Good ol' receptionist?
I think he's a sales representative or something.
Regardless, he has no powers, no training in combat, no abnormally high IQ, just a pretty good guy that keeps himself out of trouble.
He also doesn't talk much.
And finally, for the wildcard video, the main 2 things you could expect are the Post-Dorito Wasteland and Catch Me If You Can.
Post-Dorito Wasteland is just an example of what our sponsored videos will look like. We aren't actually being sponsored yet. We said we'd try to make them enjoyable, so this is where you decide if we're telling the truth or not.
And Catch Me If You Can will be following another demigod within the Sentryman universe. I may have forgotten to mention that all the wildcards may be recorded in different universes, like Post-Dorito Wasteland, for example.
There's also going to be a few short other videos that are going to be a little bit too short and irrelevant to go through every single one right now.
Well, that's about it for this video. We're running a bit short on time.
You're running short on time.
We don't have a specific schedule for when these videos will get to you, so just be on the lookout and let us know if you have questions. Check our Patreon.
Comment on who you want to be in the next Fight of the Century, and let me know if you want to be part of the 100. Not the show, by the way.
Until next time, let's just stick together. Outro button?
What? What do you mean, outro button?
Outro button, you Don't you have it?
You just told me to get the
Yes, I
intro
did.
button. You didn't
What are
tell
you
me
talking
anything
about?
about
I just-
an outro button. If you
I
wanted
told
an
you to
outro
get the
button,
intro
you
and
should have
outro
said
button.
intro and
You're
outro
lying.
button.
You're
You
lying.
never
You're just
mentioned
trying to
any of
defend
that.
yourself right
I
now,
don't know
aren't
what
you?
you're talking. Yeah,
How are we going to end this video now?